So Jam Griffin, obviously in camp, he was a little slow to get going with the injuries. Where's his progress been to get to the point he was Saturday night?
Yeah, I think his comfort level with the playbook and the stuff that we're doing, and then I think through the first 3 games he got in there, got some experience, particularly in that Montana State game. Kind of got his feet wet and just a lot of learning experiences through those first 3 games and then continued practice. So I think just comfort level, and it was awesome because we saw the ability, all camp, and it was great to see him go out there and play well.
Does he have a particular skill set that maybe some of your other guys don't have, or is a little different?
He's got a little burst, I think that potential to hit the big play. Not saying that the other guys don't, but I do think he's got a little quicker, a little bit more twitch maybe to get maybe create some explosive plays, and he had some nice runs Saturday.
How would you describe Chance's demeanor after the last game and how he's kind of putting that in the rearview mirror and moving on?
Yeah, he was down obviously. I mean, it was you just look at the stat line, and anytime you're turning the ball over 4 times at QB. I mean, I think he was down. More so just. We're a really tight team, and it felt like, man, the defense had a great performance, played really well, and we were right there at the end of the game, had a chance to beat a top 10 team at home in front of an awesome crowd, and I think he was frustrated because he just didn't play quite as good as he was capable of playing. But I told him after the game, I said I was pleased, man. Offensively we didn't have our best stuff, but we found a way to take the lead in the fourth quarter against a really good football team. And then we just got to be able to, close it out there on the 2-minute drill. Had another opportunity, so I think mostly just frustration.
Yeah. When a guy like that tries to get over a tough game like that, how do you view your role? How do you kind of help him? I don't know. Are you part counselor? Are you full coach? You know what I mean? How do you approach that? No,
you're definitely. We met after the game, talked for a little bit, and then it's just Sunday, Monday, and just letting him know that coaching staff and the team really in general is just behind him, trusts in him. Because he was a big reason we were 3-0 going into that game, and did some great things at the end of that Fresno game to really win the game, for us. And he's done a lot of good things, and I think he's capable of playing better. And just I think that was mainly supporters. Just let him know we're behind him, and he'll come back, have a great week of practice, and put a better performance together this week.
What did you think of Jack Billings' first extended?
Yeah, there were some mistakes. He jumped off sides in a critical
deep end of the pool,
situation. But it was great to get him out there, and he had a nice catch. And we were backed up coming out of our own end zone, and the ability's there. And I think just kind of like you talked about with Jam, he's a guy that has got a lot of potential, a lot of things that we saw flashes of in camp. And I just think as he gets more experience, his role is going to continue to grow.
I mean, is he a guy that, going into the season, you're probably thinking, a redshirt type season because he's, just a true freshman, and you had some guys ahead of him that were experienced and whatnot?
Yeah, ideally, I think that was maybe get him those 4 games, get him a little taste, and then redshirt him. But just with the injuries, he's too talented a guy not to play him, and he's done a nice job of spending extra time with our tight ends coach and getting in there and learning it. And now he's got to keep taking a step up and cleaning things up each week.
So many different guys who can carry the ball for you. How do you keep all those guys motivated and ready to go, when their number's called?
Yeah, there's only one football. Coach Stewart does an awesome job with that. I feel like those guys have got a great attitude, a great mindset, and I think that the example of that was this weekend. Jam goes in there and scores, and Fenwick, who really hadn't taken as many carries as he was accustomed to taking, was like the first guy to greet him on the sideline when he came off, and I thought that was pretty cool, and I think it just speaks to the room. Those guys are selfless players, and putting the team first.
Kind of a veteran type thing you saw there from Fenwick?
Yeah, I think so. I think it kind of speaks to his maturity. It's been cool to see since he's kind of gotten into the program.
Tyjon talked before during camp about, this is kind of his last go around. He needs, time's running out. He wanted to really show that he's become a consistent player. What have you seen through him in 4 games?
I think there's been a lot of positives. Tyjon, I can't speak, trying to remember back specifically, but he's a guy that we look to get the ball to, on third down, critical third down situations, and I think it showed up again on Saturday. Had a couple big third down catches, or one I know for sure, big third down conversions for us. But he's a guy that we really trust as a coaching staff, and I expect big things from him, I guess, moving forward.
You targeted him, I think, 9 times Saturday, which was probably, I'm guessing it's probably a season high. Is there certain defenses he's better able to get open against? I mean, not to give away his secrets.
Yeah, no, I don't know that that's the case. I mean, I think he can win man or zone, and I just think sometimes the coverage dictates where the ball is going to go based on the concept, and he's a guy that we trust to win, and it just ended up going his way that day.
How would you describe Utah's defense and just the challenge that they pose?
To me, it's physical. I mean, that's the first thing playing against these guys. Super physical, front seven, make it physical, and then disciplined. Like I think they've continuity on the coaching staff. Coordinator's been there a long time. Head coach has been there a long time. I mean, they're always one of the top defenses in the conference, if not the country. So it's a challenge, and I think it makes it a bigger challenge when you got to go down there and play. Tough place to play on the road, and it'll be, like I said, it's an awesome opportunity for us, but it'll be a real big challenge.
Part of the message to Chance too, like in terms of encouraging him, like, hey, you get another opportunity right away against an elite opponent. Is that part of the conversation you have with him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's just Chance is a competitor, and put himself out there and didn't succeed whatever last Saturday. But yeah, just getting the opportunity, I think, to go play again and get another top 25 team on the road in a great environment. And go try to get a win. I just think that's an awesome challenge, and I think he practiced really well today, and spent some time watching some tape, extra time, and yeah, I think he'll be ready to go.
Is there something about his personality that allows him to flush a performance like that and move on?
He's a pretty easygoing guy, I don't know. I think that's a tough on anybody, but yeah, I think it weighed on him pretty good, Sunday, Monday, and I just think anytime you get back out here, we refocus on another opponent, new game plan, you go out and you just start working towards that new goal, taking action that way, I think was big for him.